All right, good afternoon. Welcome to this day on YV Television, Channel 33, and on the radio 101.7 FM. This day, as usual, news and current affairs show that brings the news to your doorstep, and you can also be part of the show by logging onto our Facebook page, the Africa Young Voices Media Empire, and we shall find time to read all of them in the program. In today's edition of the show, we shall be looking at the operations of the All Petroleum Product, APP, in the studio, and to do that I've been joined by Patrick Oduwaya, and he's the managing director for the All Petroleum Product here in Sierra Leone. Good afternoon, welcome to Mr. Patrick.
Good afternoon, David.
Yes, and a couple of months ago, Parliament ratified the establishment of the All Petroleum Product in operation, and you want to give us a background, where it all started.
Yes, we came in 2019, April, and approached the Petroleum Regulatory Agency about our intention to invest in the downstream petroleum sector. We were told about the dilapidated facility at Kisi Terminal and the jetty, and then we put a proposal in. They gave us some steep conditions. So in May, I think we came like around the 29th or so. Towards the end of April. First week May, we met those conditions, registered the company, met all the financial conditions that the government has initially asked for, went through those processes. Of course, it's not it's very difficult to conduct business in this country. Although the climate is beginning to change, we want to thank government. We worked very close with them for giving us the opportunity to take over the facility and restore it. As I'm speaking to you, since then, since May, when we met those initial requirements, we had an MOU. I think it was August, mid-August, and then early October we started work. Throughout from August 2019 to late last year, we were working on the agreement. We completed the agreement with all the financial concurrencies right after COVID, and then I think it went through cabinet sometimes in July, and then through Parliament in November. It was ratified. But throughout that period, we already were spending millions of dollars to resuscitate the tank farm and the jetty. So far we've completed the tank farm. We're going through testing phases now, where we have quality assurance people coming in that are testing the tanks. We have 13 tanks plus 2 sludge tanks. We've renovated the 13 tanks. The 2 sludge tanks, we haven't gotten to them yet because we are not anticipating a major use for them now, but we are going to get to them before we go live. We've started the pipeline work. We are almost done with the jetty, except to install our manifolds and bring power to the jetty, and also run the lines and the abutment area. So that's the work. I would say jetty is about 95% complete. Same thing with the gantry, 95% complete, except for civil works and power as well. Our fire systems, all equipment are on ground. We actually started the fire structure, the firehouse last week, so we are hoping to complete that in another 10 days. The pump house, we are 90% complete. I think as I'm speaking, we've roofed the pump house, fully rehabilitated. We're building the slabs area to host the pumps. We're going to have 10 pumps there, 8 for product and 2 for water and fire foam lines. So the infrastructure needed is almost complete. We're open by October. Before the end of the month, we should be able to go live and start selling product in the country.
Okay, and investing in the downstream sector has been, one of the main priority of the PRA and Executive Director Dr. Brahma Balua. And, that sector has been starving, and and there has been a lot of challenges into that. So investing into that sector, how does it feel?
I mean, it makes me proud as a Sierra Leonean. It's something my partner and I have been talking about for a while now. Believe it or not, maybe 6 years. And we wanted to push it the last 3 years. Then we stalled. We picked it up again in 2019. So we've been watching that sector closely. So when the opportunity arises, you know, thankfully we have a very proactive government that worked with us with all the issues to ensure the place is free of any encumbrances. And we took comfort in that, because as investors, I mean, I brought my brother in, putting money in this economy without any kind of guarantees is very difficult. We are not asking government for any financial guarantees. We actually spent our money in this project. I think for us to do the work we've done with the budget, a project like this you can easily spend 100 million to do. But we actually source all the equipment ourselves. We worked the project. We both managed the project from A to Z. So you cut out a lot of the subcontracting and third party. We have some contractors for sure. We have Sierra Leoneans at the forefront of this work. We've developed a lot of technical capacity in country since we've started, which we are also very proud of.
Do you have, you know, I know most people are actually watching us or listening to us on the radio. You know, something will came to mind that are we arriving at a time we are in, we will not be starved, you know, of getting petrol in Sierra Leone. You know, in a situation we are in, you know, things will be stabilized as priority by the government.
The first day APP starts selling fuel to the public, that becomes the past. You will never have fuel shortages in this country again, by the grace of God. We are working with the biggest supplier in the world to do this. And in the next 2 weeks, we'll have an announcement who that company is. And that will just send chills to anybody that's even trying to fight us or continue to create a barrier for our entry to market, because there's no way they can compete. So not only we have the capacity, we control our supply network, we have the largest supply company in the world that is going to back APP when it comes to supply. So our supply network is guaranteed. They have over 20 vessels just in West Africa plowing through up and down. So there's no way we're going to have fuel shortages anymore.
Are APP going to regulate the price when it comes into selling petroleum products?
Well, that is the job of the government currently. You know, government regulates the petroleum prices, but what we would assure the public, the government, is that APP's facility will be state-of-the-art. APP facility will be capable of supplying the entire country, including all the industries of all our power needs in terms of petroleum products, because we have the largest storage capacity, not only in this country, but in the sub-region. For West Africa, we're probably the largest single individual private-owned facility with 63,000 metric tons combined capacity, and we will continue constructing for the next 3 years, because the next 24 months we plan to add another close to 27,000 metric ton capacity the next 24 months to bring us to 90,000 metric tons for storage. What we're doing here is just revolutionizing the petroleum sectors for Sierra Leone, and also making Sierra Leone a destination. When you start talking about the downstream sector, you're going to have to consider us. Whether it's the folks in Liberia coming up with a refinery, they have to talk to us about storage. Whether it's the new upstream folks that are coming up that have the concession to drill in Sierra Leone, when they start drilling, they'll need APP support. Right now, the economy is starving for much needed revenue that you know, the sector can do better than what it is doing now to provide. If somebody wants water and they are queuing for water, to me as a businessman, and I am selling water, I have a problem if I cannot give them adequate water. They have to queue for water.
Yeah.
That means I am ineffective, inefficient, and unproductive, because if I streamline my operations, I should be able to ensure that there are no queues, there is product availability, and the quality that the customer expects it. But you have a situation in Sierra Leone now where every 2 weeks, at least once a month, you have a scarcity for a day or 2 days or half a day for fuel. There is probably 35% of the country right now that you don't even have gas stations there, fuel stations there, where people have to travel 40 miles to get fuel. The extreme north, the Falaba and all those places closer to the Guinea border, you know, in Kamakwe, you have the smaller stations, they will run out of fuel, it will probably take 2 weeks before they get fuel again. There's a whole lot of issues surrounding the sector. Finance is an issue. How currency exchange is an issue. So we have thought through those things. We've come up with very brilliant models, and we're not theorizing. You can see by the work we're doing right now. A project like this, nowhere in the world you can do it in the time frame given the constraint we've been faced with. We had COVID constraints, supply network constraint. We have interruptions by our neighbors consistently for 9 months, blocking us from passing our pipelines. You have to go through the political bureaucracy. And by the way, government has been superb, excellent in working with us. The regulatory agency have put in safety consultants that is with us 24/7 as we're working to ensure that we meet the standards and safety requirements of the country. The Ministry of Trade has been very supportive. The leadership of the country, the president, the vice president, the attorney general's office, you cannot come in somebody's house and you start being antagonistic to them. We are a business entity. We are here in the country. We have to work with the government. And the government has been also working excellently with us. So we have no rancor when it comes to the authorities.
Because I actually wanted to ask about the relationship with other oil, petroleum company in the Sierra Leone, because there have been these issues surrounding of ownership or whether we should allow you guys to do your stuff here, and we are in charge when it comes into petrol issues in Sierra Leone.
You know, it's unfortunate we saw all the barrage of unnecessary statements that are not backed by facts that were coming out of the media last week. We hope that other media houses, I noticed some have started checkmating some of those stories. They actually reached out to us. We opened our facility to them. Civil society groups came in. We opened the AYV. I think one of your cameramen was also there. You guys can come in at any time. APP is an open book. You can come in and look at our facility. Our CEO is very open, approachable person. He is a Sierra Leonean just like you and I, because he's from ECOWAS. He's a Nigerian, born and raised. Yes, he has stayed in the U.S. for almost 40 years. I've been in the U.S. for a long time as well. We've had over 15 years of relationship. We're brothers. It saddens me when people are playing this nepotic card or nationalistic card. We should start seeing investment from our brothers in the region as our investment. Because when we had the war here, it was Nigeria that came and helped us fight that war and brought us back to our leg. As I'm speaking to you, the Nigerian government is still helping Sierra Leone government. So why are we looking at Nigerians as, yes, in any society, even us here, we have bad Sierra Leoneans, we have good Sierra Leoneans. So, but we should always prefer and welcome our brothers' investments here than the other international folks that are not from the region.
Okay, and the issue about storage facilities is also very important, which I think you laid emphasis on. That has been the talking point for any time we hosted the PRA boss here, and he always speak about ways to ensure that we have proper storage facilities, open the space, allow others to come in to invest, and which is very key. It's what we are seeing now, and the assurance of us enjoying that facility. How are we going to see it from the APP?
So we are happy to be part of the downstream petroleum sector. When we came on board, I actually, and we have evidences of this, we wrote a letter to all the OMCs. We introduced ourselves. We told them who we are. We actually called the meeting. Some came, some did not. We asked that we want to be part of their community and we want to be healthy competitors. And we can synergize and collaborate to mutually or amongst us improve the industry. There are several challenges in the sector, for sure. The roads are bad leading to our community, very dangerous. There's a lot of safety concerns because of some of the population issues, people squatting along the fences of the industries. The amount of vehicles coming there, in those bad roads, sometimes you're driving, you see a tanker almost falling down that is filled with 60,000 tons of, 60,000 liters of fuel, highly flammable. So those are challenges we should be addressing, how we resettled people that may pose threats to the community, to the industry, how we help support the community people so they themselves can be proud of being the host to 15% of the Sierra Leone economy. The downstream sector, all the companies are right there. But if you go in that community, it's a problem. So I'm proud to be part of that network of people, of companies. I will tell you, some of the other OMCs, we've had very good interactions. You know, Total, we have good interactions. I've reached out to other competitors, NP, Leonco. But what we've seen recently, well, since we started from the get-go, we've been attacked by the other two players. They're just trying to prevent us to come to market. But we're going to do what we can to stay in business. Okay. We're coming, and we're going live in October.
Okay, we also contacted MP and with regards to what Mr. Patrick is talking about, but their manager told us that they will get onto it immediately. They're ready to respond to any issues with regards to that. And the day of expanding, like you said, is also a challenge. And if you watch the market space now, and we have so many fuel stations, within the country's capital city. Like for instance, from here to Waterloo, you can have access to fuel station. But moving forward from that point, it's very hard to reach here. And there lies the challenges for most people who have their vehicle, they want to drive downtown. They face a lot of challenges. Expanding the network is also very important. Are we expecting to see that expansion from APP when it comes to people having the facility?
Yes, so our project is a three-phase approach. Phase one is what we're trying to accomplish now, that would include the 2 mega stations, which we ran into some problems with our contractors, but we're trying to resolve them. But at the very least, by the time we go live, we'll try to see how we can get at least the pumps up and running while we're working in trying to get the auxiliary facilities for those mega stations. We hope to work with the independent dealers and some of the off-takers within country. We have a lot of goodies in our bags that we can give, I think, to make us competitive. We intend to bring in a very high quality product. It is about 500 ppm. Today, I think the Standard Bureau has it at 5,000. Just to give you an idea, Dakar is 3,000. Guinea recently just dropped theirs to 2,000. So Sierra Leone will have the best in the whole of Africa. When we come, we will make it available. It's not government mandated, but we'll make it available. If you want good quality product, you come to APP or APP associated partner or an independent dealer that is certified by APP. You'll get good product, for sure.
That's what's very important. Most people will tell you that, quote unquote, salon petrol always the destroy engine them, and the quality is quite very low. And,
it's true.
And raising the bar for us to meet international standard is also a challenge. And which you said, you and your team and APP are actually working towards that in order to ensure we have the kind of quality of feel we are looking for. You know, the availability also for the product is also very important, which I think you're working also towards that as well.
Yes, yes. So product availability will be the thing of the past once we go live. The quality of the product also will increase. It means less margin for us because those blends are very expensive. So we will take less of a margin just to make sure we enter the market with very, very good quality product, very comparable to the European standard, at least the best in our region. So people can be rest assured they will have a source for good quality product that will protect their engines. We are also coming up with a line of lubricants, a full suite from engine oil to transmission fluids to wind washers, the entire suite. We want, when you think about the things that make your vehicle run, you think about APP. You say, okay, I'm getting my fuel from APP, I can get my oil from APP, I can get my wind washer from APP. You know, all the lubricants you need for your vehicle, you will get it from APP or an APP certified independent dealer. Those dealers will be inspecting their station. If we put our stamp in a dealer's canopy or station, it means they've gone through a rigorous inspection process, and we would be continuously monitoring them. We will provide excellent service for them. We will ensure their tanks meet certain standards to ensure that the product is not compromised once it's in their tank. So there are things we're going to do to sanitize the market, and we're ready to do that.
Okay, so let me run through and take some few messages on our Facebook page. Jabatimbo is saying, we do not want to see no monopoly in the business, climate change. Donald Coley is saying, we are very optimistic that our fuel supplies will be more than enough and pricing will be conducive and for people. Thus, the prices of food and other basic needs will be reduced. That is from Donald Cole. Abdul Hamid Kaloko is saying the biggest problem we face as a nation is there is no business competition. Donald Cole again is saying, as much as Sierra Leoneans, we want to prioritize our brothers and sisters. People should not exploit us. Let's be fair as we make our monies. Jabati Mambu again is saying, is it possible for various gas stations to sell petrol products within different price range? Like in America, as you know, you can see more than 5 gas stations around the same areas, but they sell with different prices. Please, brother, do not forget to invest in technology for effective marketing. And he's actually making an example, like he said, for example, if Mr. A sells at $2, then Mr. B can sell so like 2.20 or so dollar as well, you know, with regards to the competition as well. I hope you want to respond to a few of the comments.
Yes, so for Mr. Jabate and Mr. Cole and Donald Cole,
yeah,
I think Donald Cole was talking more about the prices. The last caller as well was talking about the price differentials, if it's possible. Well, the price is in Sierra Leone is regulated by the government. Government sets the price. There are a lot of factors that can determine the price of fuel. Mainly, fuel is controlled by the stock exchange commodity markets. So those are international prices, of which now government have all the other fees and charges for infrastructure and other things that comes into them that reflects on the final price that people pay at the pump. Nevertheless, APP is going to offer discounts. We will not go and set new prices, but we will give rewards to customers that are loyal to us. We will see if people can syndicate and come, say for example, if 10 small stations come together to come and combine and buy, we have 4 price categories. I'm not going to discuss all of it now, but I'll give an hint to the public. So if you're buying 3 million liters and above, you fall on a particular price discount from what's on the pump. If you're buying less than 3.5 million, coming down to, I think we said 1.5 million, there's another price discount. If you're buying less than 1.5 million liters per month, coming down to 750,000 liters per month, there's a price discount. And if you're doing 250,000 liters per month to 750,000 liters per month, 749,000 liters, there's another price. And there is just a general price discount that just a small mom and pop doing maybe 100,000 liters a month can come and buy at. So we are offering those to the independent dealers and bulk carriers that are out there. To the general public, the Poda guys, the kekes, the Okadas, we are, once our stations are up, even when we deal with our certified partners that are already on the front end part of the supply chain, we are going to offer reward points for certain gifts that APP will give you if you buy X amount, which we're still working the numbers on, X amount of product from us a month. And we are deploying technology at the forefront of all of this to track our customers, to be able to calculate those reward points and redeem those points at any APP certified partner or associate. So for example, if an Okada man buys 100 liter of fuel a week, and APP will decide, say, okay, you bought 100 liter, now we're giving you 3 liters extra. Once you hit 100 liter a week. Because once you hit 100 liter a week, those points hit in your card, and then now you can redeem 3 additional liters. If you don't want fuel, you're hungry, you can stop by an APP associated partner and grab a sandwich for the equivalent of those points. So these are things that doesn't even exist in the current market, and our folks are not going to be able to react to it quickly enough. So you know what? They've just provoked us in manners that we're going to be extremely aggressive in the market, and it's going to be for the benefit of the population.
And so, you know, and this probably might be outside the conversation, but it's also very important, you know, bringing it in. And you know, someone was actually talking to me the other day that sometimes it's quite challenging, you know, in investing in Sierra Leone, but the experience you will have will also motivate you to say, okay, no, I'm going to invest in this country because I believe the political will is there, and I could able to navigate my way to, and I have my business established. With all of the challenges you're facing now and your team, and which have actually, you know, give out the courage and the zest in order to ensure that, okay, we need to change narrative when it comes into doing business in Sierra Leone, petroleum products in Sierra Leone. Let's help the poor people, because most often when issues surrounding petrol, the poor people suffers. And if you walk to you know, the country's capital city and some other remote areas, you will find out that people stranded for, you know, getting fuel, vehicle. They will tell you that, you know, I don't get fuel. You know, these are challenges, and the competition is quite very low. And getting APP involved into the competition, how are we going to see in terms of facilities, in terms of improvement into the market, expansion, and a better relationship, and, you know, customer relationship as well?
So the entire investment has been fully funded by us, but as we go live, as we conclude the construction of phase 1, mainly the tank farm, the jetty, the pipeline, the gantry, and the civil works in the facility, our administrative building, excluding the mega stations, which will still come live, but maybe a couple of 2 or 3 months delayed.
Yeah.
We are going to, as I'm speaking to you, financial institutions are knocking at our door. We will leverage finance and help players that are on the front end to reach the entire country, to reach the underserved communities. We ourselves will establish footprint in some of those communities, but it's nice to allow others to enter that space with the support of APP at some level. We will definitely replicate our mega station concept in most of the key cities across the country, and we'll probably have smaller stations, a few, not as much, to reach some undeserved community. We'll work with other independent dealers and bulk carriers to have them fight the front-end battle, and we will be at the back end supporting them. But absolutely, you'll see our presence just to show how the model works, and people can always come to the parent company to enjoy our facilities that we're coming up with.
Okay, and someone offering come out on our Facebook page is asking, will you be supplying Brent fuel, or it's not specific yet?
What does he mean, Brent fuel? Is he talking about, because Brent is it's a futures and commodity market company. Okay. It's just a pricing module on how they do it. Okay. Our fuels are going to be European standards and high quality, as I mentioned earlier, 10 times better than the quality we currently have in the country that is destroying the vehicles of people now. You know, people are already struggling in the economy. People are already struggling. Imagine you go pump, somebody this morning in the radio, a civil society person, went to a station, they pumped fuel for them, and instantly their vehicle break down. There was an honorable I met last week, had an issue, went to a fuel station, his vehicle got messed up, and now he has to spend 14 million leones to change his nozzles and stuff. I mean, people's generators are packing up because of bad diesel that are full of water. Some of the independent dealers are coming to us, can't wait for us to come to the market because some of our competitors are selling them fuel that is 40% of water. These are not made up stories. Yeah. They've played out in the media before. These are the complaints we're getting from the market. So we're like, okay, we're not going to bring product that the current standards even say meet. We need to